Greetings, my disciples. You thought I was going to say, hi folks, didn't you? I thought I would mix it up a little bit. This is a video about Christianity. Another one. I just found that lately I was thinking about the subject of hell and damnation and all that good stuff from an angle that it hadn't really occurred to me before. Think of it like this. The age of the universe, 13.8 billion years, or 13.7, depending on whether you want to round up or down. Earth has been around for 4.5 billion of that time, and mankind, Homo sapiens sapiens, or sapiens sapiens if you're American, he's only been around for a tiny fraction of the 4.5 billion, right? So, we're faced with the dilemma, where did the universe come from? And to me, it's a complete mystery. And the only way I can really approach anything resembling an answer to that is by abstract thinking. And to a large part, we are relying on hunches more than anything. But, according to the Christian, God made the universe. And by God, they mean this conveniently human-like supermind that presides over creation as king. So, for instance, take a look at the lives of mankind, this species. We have political systems, one of which is the king and his subjects. That was very common in the ancient world, of course. So we have a God who is human-like, who is a king with subjects, us. So it appears that we're projecting an image of ourselves onto this mystery that transcends time and space, this cause of the universe. The thing about it is, if you really think about it, there's this massive span of billions of years before mankind was around, and before that was something resembling mankind. Doesn't that seem a bit strange to you? I'm asking the question, why would God be even remotely like a human being? There's just no reason for that. If you're prepared to accept that the cosmologists know what they're talking about, that the universe came out of a singularity, that it's 13.8 billion years old, etc. Now, if you subscribe to the young Earth creationism theory, that we've only been around for, the entire universe has only been around for about 6,000 to 10,000 years, don't even watch this video. I'm appealing to a more rational kind of Christian here that's willing to try to get on board with established science for which there is no realistic counter opinion, unless you're somebody like Ken Ham. Anyway, I said I was going to talk about hell. So first of all, I'm trying to figure out what am I supposed to do? What is life? What's the universe? What am I supposed to do? And I just can't get my mind around the idea that this was all made by a man, by a divine person. That does not make any sense to me, because mankind is a very late addition to all this. So I'm content just to say it's a big mystery. I'll never understand it. I'm okay with that. But apparently, this God, this person, is so pissed off that I've decided not to believe in him, that he has a special place called hell for me to go to, and he will never let me die. And in this place, he plans to torture me forever. So I look around the universe And what I understand is that everything's finite. I'm finite. This planet is finite. Stars go supernova. Stars turn into black holes, big pockets of intense gravity that pulls in even light. Everything here is finite. And according to our two best theories, the whole universe is going to end. Either with what they call the heat death of the universe, where all the energy is expended and entropy rules. Everything is back to a state of nothing, zero energy. Or it's going to be a big crunch where the gravitational pull of everything eventually sucks the entire universe back into that singularity point. So it's not here forever. Everything's finite. Everything's finite except me. Okay? And you. God is so pissed off. At what exactly? At apparently, first of all, he gave me a rule set to follow, and then he gave me a nature that couldn't follow it. He gave me a sinful nature. And then he's pissed off about the fact that I can't keep his commandments. Okay? He also seems to have gone really out of his way to hide himself, because as I've indicated, I just got no reason to believe that the source of the universe is a person, is a king, is anything remotely human-like. No reason to believe that. But he's so pissed off that I can't somehow bring myself to believe in him, that even when he lets all the other things in the universe die, he's still going to keep on torturing me. So in 15 billion years' time, or I'm using an arbitrary figure here, when various stars have all gone supernova, and then in the far-flung future that there's no humanity anymore, everything's changed, the universe has moved on, everything's tending towards disorder, and eventually there's no universe, it's gone. But he's still so pissed off at me that he's torturing me still. Now I know that some Christians are going to accuse me of making a straw man argument here. A straw man in the sense that I am attempting to ridicule something. But look very carefully at the way I've argued about this. I have cited real science, and I have pitted that against the absurd notion that God decides to keep this one little species that's a very late addition to the universe, occupies a very tiny portion of the universe's life. We're special in the sense that he's got a really terrible fate planned for us. He's going to let everything else die out naturally except us. He's given us something called a soul that he intends to torture forever. Really think about that. That is mad. And I realize I'm having a bit of a rant here, which I don't normally do. But the only surprising thing is how I believed this for nearly 18 years of my life. Of course, I didn't have much clear knowledge about cosmology. I don't know an awful lot about cosmology now, but I know more than I did, some years back, because I've read the occasional book. Like, I've read some Carl Sagan, I've read some Stephen Hawking. Interesting guys, definitely worth your attention. Christians, how could you possibly expect me to get on board with your belief system? Most of you just believe in what you were raised to believe. And those of you that don't, those of you that reach full adulthood and then choose this, I have no idea why you would do that, because it makes no sense. The only reason it ever had such a tight grip on me is because I was conditioned to believe it. Not because I had a very religious family, I didn't, but it was just the general conditioning of culture, and it was my own naivety as a teenager that caused me to to fall into that trap. And then, of course, it gets its claws in you, and you're hemmed in with various emotional attachments and fears about what if you're wrong, you'll go to hell and stuff like that. But Christianity is toxic, and it's also absurd. And there's no doubt in my mind that it's on the way out. I have absolutely no qualms whatsoever about criticizing it. I think it's a complete absurdity. It's certainly an absurdity to have a literalist perspective on it. One of the interesting things that I'm seeing about hell now when I watch Christian apologists is that they're taking a very different stance about it than they used to take when it used to be fire and brimstone. That no longer seems to fly anymore. And what you hear now is more the argument that God will not force you to be in his presence, and hell is to be not in the presence of God. So God loves you too much to force you into his presence. Somehow, when I read the Bible, that's not the tone of the passages. You know, there's a big tone of judgment in the Bible. Not, I love you too much, I'm not going to force you to come live with me in heaven. I don't read that. It's something else. So, nice try, but it doesn't quite wash.